It is Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. Took a few days off. We're back. This is the Lucid Perspective channel. We're bringing you clips. We're bringing you news. We're bringing you inspiration. We're bringing you motivation. We're bringing you awakening. That's the point of this channel here. That's what we're doing. That's the plan. That's the goal. Today we're going to talk about a theory about the illegal immigration status stuff happening. Now, unless you're living under a rock, you understand this is an election year. Things tend to get crazy, chaotic, destructive during election years. Every 4 years, there's just got to be something happening in the news, in the world, in this country, and it's generally all agenda based to push people in a certain direction, left, right, blue, red, yada yada. Divide everybody to the most extreme sides of the political parties to gather votes, right? This is what they do. It's a 4-year cycle. We all know this. Today's video, we're going to talk about this TikToker. Her TikTok is a Caress Marie 4. She got on here. She made a video talking about a theory that she has about what's really going on with this illegal immigration status stuff. I listened to it. I think it holds weight. I think it's very plausible. We're going to see what she has to say. Then we're going to get into some commentary after that.
They brought them here and put them in the hood because they want us to fight each other. And by us, I mean us. I just got a phone call from a homegirl and she's talking to me about the immigrants that are now in the hood and how they are now creating gangs. And think about it, they put them in all the hoods around the U.S. and all the democratic states where all the black people and brown people live. Here I was thinking that they were being brought here so they can fight Americans, but really they're being brought here so they can create chaos in the black and brown neighborhoods. I'm originally from right outside of Chicago, and my homegirl's in Chicago now, and she said they are hanging out on every street corner all through our old neighborhood. And once they start committing all these crimes, they're gonna get arrested, and then they're gonna be used for the slave labor in these big prisons. That's why they're creating cop cities. They all have this planned out completely. I think we're going to see a major outburst in criminal activity, and we're going to begin to fight these people in our own neighborhood because they already had that planned.
So there's a couple angles, a couple ways I feel about this. Now, as I stated before, election years, they always got some drama, always got something up their sleeve to divide people into a certain political affiliation. Couple ways we could dissect this. Right now, I remember months ago when they first started bringing all these illegal people into the country in mass. The first thing people were noticing was that they were mostly military aged men. You saw women, you saw children, but the number was from men to women to children the ratio was incredible, right? And so everyone was on some, it's an infiltration. They're military-aged men. They're soldiers from other countries. And they were supposed to come in. There was an invasion, and they were supposed to take over. Or I guess what the new theory is, they're populating democratic cities, black and brown neighborhoods, areas, which is true. I got family in New York tell me all the time. They see them all over the place. They're actually you could look up the stuff that's happening in New York, how they don't even have the resources. They have to close schools to house them because of a storm or something. Have the kids go to do remote learning or whatever, and it's like crazy stuff, right? If you look at the optics, look at the facts. The state government and the federal government are bending over backwards to accommodate this mass migration of illegal immigrants, right? They're bending over backwards, giving them debit cards full of money. They're giving them free housing. They're giving them all these free benefits. Things that us Americans, we don't get. If anything, we got to fight and scratch over to get any type of accommodations, even through our governmental programs. You know, their thresholds, their poverty line levels are so low that most people, if you have a regular paying job, it's not enough to live, but it's not enough to qualify for these government programs, right? Here you got these illegals coming and getting basically this red carpet laid out for them. And it begs the question, why and what's the purpose? What's really the purpose? Now, jumping back to her theory, and I'll put it this way. I honestly feel like her theory is probably mostly accurate. And I feel like the main reason being is that a lot of black and brown people are waking up to the political bullshit that's been happening in this country. You know what I'm saying? I myself am a new awakenee, if you will. If you're finally starting to see the political game for what it actually is and not for what you're being told it is and what they want you to believe it is, you're waking up. You are waking up to the reality of the political game. And I personally feel like this influx of illegal immigrants is to replenish those minds that they are losing. That's honestly what I feel it is. They're losing a lot of support. They're losing zombies, so to speak. They're losing the minds of the sheeple, if you will. Zombies, if you will. NPCs, whatever you want to call them. There's many names for them. There's many names for me. I consider myself to have been one of those people. And so, boom, you got to replenish the ranks. What's the best way to do it? What's the fastest way to do that? Bring people from other countries who don't understand the dynamics of this country, perhaps, don't understand the political games at all, right? They're coming from other countries that may have their own issues, but then you got a whole different level of issues over here. You got these sanctuary cities, or so they're calling them. Bringing them in, giving them money, giving them food, giving them housing, all in attempts to, again, replenish those ranks. I know what this lady's talking about. You putting them in the democratic cities, where the black and brown people live. She said they're standing in the corners, forming gangs. That's going to cause some conflict. I can tell you now, the people that live there, the natives to those lands, the black and brown people that's been there already live in poverty, already are struggling on a day-to-day basis. Now you got these illegals coming in, seemingly getting the red carpet laid out for them. It's going to cause contention. It's going to cause conflict. You got them posting up on corners. You got them ganging up, clicking up. It's gonna cause some strife. Earlier and before she said she thought they were coming here to fight Americans. Well, yes, those people are Americans. I think she was more so speaking on like militarily, military soldiers. But if they're coming in here and they're packing them into these democratic cities, and they start warring with the locals there, those are Americans. The black and brown people that live in those cities are Americans. New Yorkers are Americans. Most people are starting to see politics for what it really is. It's never been an end game to help people. It's been about lining the pockets of politicians. It's been about causing wars. It's been about laundering money through wars. Obviously, you got this funneling money to Ukraine situation, and they keep doing that, and they're bringing illegal people here and giving them money and resources. And it's like we got Americans in the middle looking at both sides, like they bringing y'all over here, giving you all this shit, and they sending all this money over here to overseas. And it's almost like this entire thing, this entire fiasco has no benefit. Nobody is actually fighting for the American people, and people are starting to wake up and see that. As far as solutions, I don't have any at the moment. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the more people that are truly awakening, I can't say I believe in politics per se. I feel like even for those who would generally want to get into politics to make changes, I feel like at some point, if you get voted in, you get corrupted, right? You see the money game, you become corrupted, or you fall into one of those traps where you get blackmailed for something, or they threaten your family, or you're forced to do their bidding. And that's if you get in. And then the other part is that you run, right? Let's say you want to run, you're priced out because you can't raise funds. It's a money game. Politics is all a money game. And it's who you know, and it's connections, and it's all that stuff. So I don't want to put doom and gloom, right? This is not Lucid Perspective. We're not about doom and gloom. But having information, having knowledge is important to know. Even calling them illegals is supposed to be some derogatory, a bigoted term. That's a whole nother topic for another day, where we got to get past this political correctness bullshit. I mean, it's bullshit, because another way they try to frame the narrative is by controlling language. Biden called them illegals, and there was this whole media frenzy on getting him to apologize or correct his terminology or whatever, because we don't want to call them illegals. They're fucking illegal. They didn't come through the proper channels. You call me big if you want. I'm not a bigot. There's not a bigoted bone in my body. These people are illegal immigrants. They're being brought here, dispersed to all these different cities and given red carpet treatment. And we have Americans in these same cities struggling. You can't just overlook that. As a voter, as an American citizen, on any side, red or blue, whatever, there's no way you could look at that and shrug it off, right? There's an agenda there. We can only speculate. We may speculate correctly. We may speculate incorrectly. But we see we see the lay of the land, we see the terrain, and we're going to make our assumptions. And I promise you, somebody's going to get it right. I feel like this lady she's probably on the money, 80 to 90% there. As far as solutions, again, I don't have a solution. I'm just bringing awareness to it. This is today's video. Go in the comments. Maybe you have a solution. Maybe you have another theory. Let us know. LP channel, we appreciate you. This is our daily video for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay positive. Stay positive out there and start awakening others. That's all we can do. I'm out.